Hi guys, how's it going? Today, I'm going to show you how to do web scraping using a tool that leverages artificial intelligence to do most of the work for you. First, I'll walk you through how it works, and then I'll explain how it differs from other no-code tools like Make or Apify, as well as from traditional coding solutions like Selenium or other similar tools available on the market. Let's start by taking a look at how this tool functions. The great thing about it is that even though it offers a paid service, it's open source software, so you can use it for free. On their website, you can click the GitHub icon to see the code. All you need to do to get started is install the Python library browser use along with the tool itself. If you've never installed a Python library before, this part might seem a bit tricky, since you'll need Python on your computer. But once you have it, it's just a matter of installing those two libraries. In this video, I'm using the tool, and if you're interested, I might make a more in-depth video about it later. Let's take a look at the interface. As you can see, we're dealing with a terminal screen. Don't worry, it's really simple. I have several examples ready to go, and we'll start with the first one. Later, I'll explain it in more detail. For instance, I have one example called Noticias del Mundo. When I run it, you might not see it on this screen because it opens in a different window, but I'll bring it up shortly. What I've asked the tool to do is grab the latest world news. If you watch closely, you'll see it opening a browser and performing the task automatically. And if you check out the code on the right, you can follow along as it navigates the web page and starts displaying information. Now, let me explain how I set this up. For those of you who have tried web scraping before, you know it can get pretty hectic. One of the big advantages of this tool is that it bypasses many of the security measures that usually make scraping so difficult. Once it finishes, you'll see the first headline, then the second, and the third, and so on. Today, for example, all the news is about that dramatic plane crash in the United States. If you check the newspaper, you'll see the headlines match up perfectly. The best part is that if you're not familiar with Python, don't worry. I simply took one of the example codes, tweaked the task to go to mundo.es, and give me a list of the first 10 headlines. If you see a cookies notification, just click Accept and Continue. I also specify which AI model to use by adding my API key to the .env file. That's it. Everything works seamlessly. Now, let me show you another example. But before that, check out how impressive this tool really is. For instance, when I switch over to Make, a no-code tool that I even have a full course on in this channel, I can easily set up an HTTPS module to fetch the contents of a web page by simply entering its URL. In cases where the site allows scraping, you get the full page content. But when I try scraping a product page from, say, Alcampo, you'll notice that no data is returned because the website has robust security measures in place. When you face such security measures, you have to get creative. With Python's Selenium, for example, you can sometimes work around these barriers, although it isn't always straightforward. Let's dive into another example. This time, I switch to a different file. In this case, I'm scraping Alcampo's product listings. All I have is a list of product URLs, and I simply instruct the tool to visit each URL and return the price for each product in the format product price. After running the script, you'll see it opening up another window where it starts fetching the product prices. For example, you might see sardine 6.39 and salmon 38.85 all neatly organized. This demonstrates how I managed to scrape data from a website that, as I mentioned, even Make couldn't handle so easily. Before wrapping up, I should mention that sometimes the tool might run into issues, like errors or unexpected behavior. For instance, when I tried scraping Reddit for a section called Local Llama, it sometimes showed an error. When that happens, I just rerun it, so don't worry if it fails the first time. Even if you see an error or a placeholder, like an ASPA, just keep calm. It's all part of the learning process. I'm still experimenting and learning new things, so if you're interested, I might do more tests in future videos. In this last example, instead of using OpenAI's ChatGPT API, which requires payment, I'm running a model locally using Alima. This way, nothing leaves my computer, and I don't have to worry about API costs. As you can see, this tool is far more powerful than what I've shown here. If you're interested in exploring it further, let me know, and we can dive deeper into its features in a future video. I hope you enjoyed this overview. See you in the next video. Bye for now.